think that schools differ from many other workplaces because we have young people in them. So at Notre Dame, we have 1,700 students and about 300 staff. So we almost become our own little village where, lots of things happen. We create friendships, we create mini communities within that space. And, the students, of course, being in our workplace creates more challenges, but that just makes things interesting. And I think that the energy that we can get from young people and that sense of hope for the future is something that I also enjoy having in my work. I think in education, we've had growing awareness of the importance of wellbeing for our staff. In education, we are professionals at looking after our student wellbeing. We always speak about it, we consider it in all of our decisions. And I think that we've been a little bit lagging to do the same for our staff across the sector. We sort of started to realise that there's a step before student wellbeing, which is looking after those adults who have that responsibility. In schools, we often collect data, and then when it's reflected upon, people will say, oh, well, that's only because that happened at the same time. It was the end of the term, people were tired, or it was the start of the year, or it was the finish of the year. And to have these 6 monthly sort of data points, I feel like it gives our data a bit more weight and a bit more credibility, because one point in time is never really enough. And, I think our 2 data sets now have showed they're quite comparable. So there's only small shifts in numbers, which to me makes me more confident that then whatever strategy we're building based on that data is more likely to hit the points that it needs to hit, because we know that, we're more confident in the data once you've got a couple of measures. Sometimes we do something once and then we leave it and we never measure our intervention. So this project, because it's long term and allows us to continue running that same survey, which is really quick and easy, and I think that helps our staff engage with it too. It just gives us some measures along the way that we perhaps haven't had in the past. So I feel like that adds some credibility to the whole thing as well. And I think too, we're building staff trust in the tool. I think there's always a little bit of suspicion around a survey and who gets that data and who sees it. And I think the third party, like having People Bench sitting outside of our organisation and us getting the generalised data back and not the specific, it helps give people confidence in, responding to the survey. It's been easy to use. It's very visual, so it's easy to look at and see quite quickly where the trends are, what's changing, where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are. It's all sort of, the summarised data is all just on one page, so you can just have a quick look through. It's been easy to use and share with staff as well. So we've done different levels of presentation for our leadership executive team and for our whole staff, and it's easy to grab some bits and pieces from the dashboard and share that with those groups. It seems to be easily understood, and I think it's the visuals perhaps and how it's presented, it's creating some good conversation as well. For me, and I think for us at the college, People Bench has given us a structure to hold some of what we already knew, but to sort of test our assumptions in a way that I think really gives us a bit more credibility when we're talking about this with our staff. So it's really simple to use. The surveys are short. You only need 5 minutes at a staff meeting to get people to do them. You get data in real time. As soon as the survey's done, your data starts to populate. We've got the workforce strategy started to be built, but our new college strategic plan for the next few years will be launched when we all return to school for 2024. And that, for the very first time, has our staff as just strategic area. So we have goals under that priority now, which it's a new area that we've added into our strategic plan, which has never existed before. So that will help us also to keep it on the radar and embed it over the next 4 years.